We talk BlizzCon, Weird Al, and Hexen as we get through with just two of us this week, which is twice as many as last time. Humble Bundle has some real gems this time around. Pete has abandoned us, but is busy reading Ready Player One. All this and more on episode 15 of
The Pile of Shame.
Geeks of all kinds, we know that struggle, the overwhelming pile of content to still finish. Conquer that pile and don't quit. Today is October 27th, 2016. My name is Rob, and I am your host for this support group. I go by Chai T out there in the gamer world, and with me tonight to help encourage you to help keep up the fight against that growing pile is my one co-host this week, Totem. Totem, sir, welcome back.
Oh, thanks. It's been quite some time. Yeah, because I kind of missed the last show, and 13
so,
was 13 was rough.
Yeah. So,
but I'm back.
Yeah,
and I'm better than ever.
Episode 13 for all these people that are just starting the show here. We had some major technical difficulties with Totem's mic just completely cutting out, and we had then the next show, episode 14, was on October 13th, and I was the only person that showed up for that one.
Yep, I was sick.
Yeah, he was sick. I was sick, and I showed up. I don't know what your excuse is, but
I was literally dead. I was death.
Okay, so
death
we
was
have
walking
Zombie
among you.
Totem with us tonight. And then apparently, I thought we were done with the 13s because that one was on October 13th, but then Totem shows me his shirt, and it has 13 on there. So
I may have just screwed the pooch on this one.
We'll see how tonight.
We might just as well just end it here. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's.
It's a good one. You guys have a good one.
All right. Well, let's figure out what's keeping us from our pile of games because there's actually quite a bit of that in delay of game. All right, so for me, World of Warcraft Legion has just completely decimated any playtime I have on anything. I'm amazed that I was actually able to get in a couple hours of Remember Me for last episode. I have not played anything besides Overwatch and Rocket League outside of World of Warcraft. And each of those like other games have been like maybe an hour. So...
Oh, wow.
Man, it's like I was just getting to the point in Warcraft where I felt I could do other stuff. I felt I could play other games. I could have coughing fits. I could actually level alts and stuff like that. And then they dropped 7.1. So, whole bunch of new content to play, so I'm busy with that. That just dropped. I haven't even got into the new dungeon yet, Karazhan. I'm hearing really good things about it, though. So, Tom, what have you been up to?
Oh, man, there's been just so much stuff. So, obviously, Overwatch. That should come as no surprise to people.
No.
So, I've been busy working on competitive. There's a lot of major class balance changes that hit the PTR last week that are extremely drastic. It's more of the... Okay, we're going to do something really out there, and it's probably going to nerf someone too much, and then they're just going to tune it that way and just work its way up. But there's a lot of cool stuff on the PTR right now. Other than that, though, I've been doing a lot of Hearthstone. I started my monthly ranked ladder climb in the last week of October. So,
how's that going for you?
Well, I hadn't played Hearthstone in about 3 months, so I started back at rank 25 at the start of this season, and I'm at 14 right now in a couple of days.
Not bad.
Not being like super like grindy in the terms of I'm just gonna like pound out like 20 games every day. No, I'm just playing the games here and there, get on a winning streak, and when I lose, I stop if I lose 2 consecutive games. Other than that, I've been playing a little bit more Pokemon Go because they have a Halloween event going on right now where you are getting quicker candy from your buddy Pokemon. You are also getting more ghost type Pokemon, and you get more candies from not only catching Pokemon but hatching Pokemon. So a lot of that going on. So
Yeah, I need to actually boot that up and do that. I've been meaning to, but I've had this nasty cough for the last like 3 weeks, and it's like almost asthmatic. So I don't figure like getting out and walking around in the cold October air is going to do me any good.
no,
So
definitely not.
have not been doing that. Hopefully it will go away so I can actually take advantage of that. There's actually a lot of ghost Pokemon out here already, and so they're like doubling the spawn rates for them. So there'll probably be a lot of really good ones to do.
Yeah, it's been a lot of Haunters, Ghastly. I've seen like 6 or 7 Gengars at this point.
Hmm.
I know Cubone and Marowak are definitely considered the ghost Pokemon because I've seen them quite a bit as well.
Yep.
But other than that, though, BlizzCon is right around the corner, so
Yes.
because of that, there is so much going on in terms of esports.
Hmm.
I know yesterday and today, I've been watching the Hearthstone opening around that, so I had to watch to see if my selected champion was going to net me, the 4 packs that I was hoping for.
Didn't happen.
No,
Didn't happen.
no, my guy
I I have to admit that it's
Hubble,
just like
Hubble was 4-1.
I don't like. I will stop and watch esports if I'm walking by it, and I'll enjoy some of the like the highlights and stuff. But I can't get into the whole like following teams and stuff like that. It's I don't know. I guess I just don't have the time for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a lot going on and a lot to follow. And, with the whole team aspect of it, there are a bunch of roster changes happening at all times, so it's kind of
Yeah,
hard to
it's like
keep up
one team is
in
never
that
the same team,
aspect.
but I guess that's the same as any sport, right? Um,
Yeah.
Interesting developments though. Like, didn't the 76ers buy one of the? Was it the 76ers that did it? That bought one of the esport teams?
Yeah, it was one of the Overwatch teams, actually.
Yeah.
That happened
So
a couple weeks ago.
that is some interesting developments, and I'm interested to see where that goes because I'm wondering if they're going to try to normalize it and make it so there are regional or local teams that people can kind of rally behind. And that was when Blizzard was doing the Heroes of the Dorm tournaments. That's when things got a lot more interesting for me because you can get behind a school team,
Hmm.
something like that, instead of just like a sponsored team that has a weirdly weird random name, right? So I'm keeping my eye on that. I still don't know if I would actually get behind and actually sit down and watch esports. I prefer just be playing, but to each their own. It can be exciting. I enjoy the highlights. So the Overwatch Arena at BlizzCon though looks really fantastic, and that looks like somewhere I'll be spending some downtime.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to go check that out and just watch the Overwatch World Cup. I don't know if I'm going to be spending all of my time for the Overwatch Cup just because
There's so much to do.
there's just going to be so much to do. And, I mean, Overwatch isn't really the only esports that I follow because I do follow the Hearthstone one quite a bit.
Mm. Oh,
And,
luckily they're right next to each other. You can kind of bounce
they
back and
are.
forth.
But, like, in terms of, like, watching the esports at BlizzCon, I mean, there's just no better feeling. There's just nothing you can really compare it to. It's
No.
great.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, school is just kind of rocking me this semester. I'm taking twice as many classes as usual, and I've got one of them that is just brutal. It's like information security stuff. So it's interesting. It's just a lot of reading and a lot of papers and stuff like that. So it's kind of taking more time than I would like. But hey, paper that gets me a job, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, let's figure out if we beat any games in conquering the pile. I I didn't know, but luckily you did.
I did. Like, I was gone for like a month, so I had to at least beat one game.
Right.
Because if I didn't, I'd have some explaining to do. And
Right. It's like Pete. He's gonna be gone for like 6 weeks at this point. So when he gets back, he better beat like 4. So
at least
at
minimum.
least 4. Yes. All right. Well, tell me what'd you beat?
All right, so going back to my retro collection, I mean, I guess I can consider this retro because it originally came out in 1994. Was Hexen.
Hexen. All right.
Yes, this was a game that I owned when I was younger. I don't remember actually ever beating it, so and I'll get into that in a little bit. Okay, so Hexen was developed by Raven Software and was first released on PC in '94. And then it was later ported to different consoles, PlayStation, Sega Saturn, which no one really had.
Right.
I had one. I think I actually might still have mine, but no one really played that one. And Nintendo 64. So years later, I decided to rebuy the game during one of the Steam sales. So I picked up pretty much the entire series. And Hexen was a game that I had some pretty fond memories of, but I just never beat. So, this was for me just purely a nostalgia trip. I just wanted to see if it was as good as I remembered, and, like most things, probably wasn't.
It was a game that you had to compare to the stuff at the time. Like, this
Yes.
was I always consider it like a fantasy Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And compared to Doom, I actually liked Hexen a lot more.
Yes. Okay, so for Hexen, this was more sword and sorcery themed. And just talking about like the overall theme, there were like a lot of moors, a lot of dark forests, wastelands, murky swamps, stuff like that. And what kind of separated Hexen from the other FPS games, and I'm going to use that term kind of loosely because it's not quite FPS, but it is kind of in that subgenre,
Right.
was the fact that you could, as a player, choose between 3 different classes. So you had the wizard, who was pretty weak, but could wield powerful magic. You had the fighter, who was very strong, but didn't really have much magic ability. And then you had the cleric, who was kind of the middle ground and the halfway point between them. And so gameplay-wise, there were a lot of different weapons that were pretty fun to use, and the enemies at times could be very challenging, which definitely makes Hexen a little bit frustrating, but somewhat rewarding in that sense. But the thing that I loved most about Hexen was the collection of items that you could get in-game that added a little bit to the gameplay. So you could get items that could give you the ability to fly. You could polymorph people into like
Chickens.
little piglets and chickens.
I just remember chickens. Like, when I think of
Yes.
Hexen 2, I think chickens.
But the problem with that is you got so many items and you only had so much inventory space, so you built that up fairly quickly. You also had flasks in the game, which were pretty essential, and those basically worked like the health and med packs in Doom, except this time you kind of carry them around with you and can use them whenever you need them, so it's not like you're having to scavenge just to heal up there.
Right.
So after spending hours beating Hexen, I remembered why I stopped playing it when I was younger. So the atmosphere in the game is great. The weapons can be fun, the enemies challenging, but the level design was just an absolute headache. So for those that haven't played Hexen, Hexen uses what they call a hub system, meaning a number of mini levels are attached to the main level of the game. So it basically turns into a game of, okay, spot the difference between the different mini levels, and that just interrupts the flow of the game. So what I found best was to scan the walls as you move through each section of the game to make sure that you don't miss anything. And the problem with that was it's like you would get through one mini level, and then you'd have to advance to another one and find another switch to flip. And you had to keep doing this until, you could go to the boss area. So it's not like you could just skip through this and just go straight to the boss. So that was disappointing.
Yeah. That was the same thing with Doom, though. It's like it was a whole lot of find the right switch to flip in secret hidden areas and in order to get to progress. So it was the thing back in the day, apparently.
Yeah, but with Hexen, I thought they kind of brought it forward too much. It was too much of an extent of that. Because there was just too much running back and forth. Because there were times where I would just completely like miss an entire mini level, and then I'd be like, okay, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go here. So just because of the level designs, it can prove pretty frustrating to play. But there are some custom level designs by the fan community, just like there was for Doom and Doom 2 modding. It's not quite as active as those modding communities, but there's definitely a lot of content out there that could definitely fill in the void if you didn't quite enjoy the game quite to that extent. And some of them can actually outdo the original in terms of the fun and balanced gameplay. So overall, while I love the atmosphere of the game, the level design definitely brought this down for me. So my final score, I don't even know if I would go with what I had. I'd probably say it was a 2.5 Chaos Spears out of 5.
All right, 2.5. All right, it beat out. What was that terrible game I played? Papers, Please. So it's not terribly low, but not terribly high either. There's no Life is Strange. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that wonderful review. And if you're interested in Hexen, I'm sure you can find it legally on Steam or other places like Good Old Games. So, well, let's figure out what we added to the pile, if anything. And Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Okay. So, Totem, what did you add to your pile?
Okay, so first up, I bought Battle Rights. Now, this is basically how I am getting my World of Warcraft arena fix in, because it is a 2v2/3v3 arena game where you have a bunch of different heroes that you can play, and it's just a bundle of fun. It's early access right now. I believe it is $17.99 on Steam, and that unlocks everything hero-wise in the game. If you buy it at launch, I don't think you're going to get all the heroes. So that's something to note. But very fun.
Like the free-to-play model then, where you buy heroes and unlock stuff?
I believe so. I'm not 100% positive, just because I haven't read too much of it. This was basically a game that my good buddy Slambo from the Cavalry was playing, and I'm like, that looks pretty sweet. And then I ended up buying it when he was streaming.
Okay.
So it was just kind of something I randomly stumbled upon, and I just got hooked. And other than that, though, I picked up Shadow Warrior 2 on PC. So
okay.
I'm looking forward to that because the first one, while not the best game, it's very bloody, it stands out, and it deals with Yakuzas and stuff, and I love all of those things. So
yay, the Yakuzas.
Right on my alley.
All right, so for me, I went down on my pile. Shut up, perverts. All right. What actually happened is we're just doing kind of some spring cleaning, I guess. I don't know. And I've been trying to get rid of my PS3 and my Xbox 360 for a while, and on like the buy-sell trade sites and stuff, and those are worse than Craigslist. Those are terrible. So we have a local chain here that's like GameStop called Gamers that I ended up taking it into, and they gave me a pretty decent price on it, so I was able to get those out of there, which lowers my pile quite significantly. I haven't done the math yet, but that's like probably 10 games that were on my pile that are now not on my pile because I don't own them anymore. So.
Okay, I have to chime in here real quick. Now, if you went to GameStop, they'd be like, yeah, we could offer you like $5 in store credit.
Yeah, they would have been like, here's $5 in store credit and some lint that we found. So enjoy. Yeah, I ended up getting probably about a little about $200 for both systems plus all the accessories and games I had, which I was asking for about $300 total on the trade sites, but all the offers I was getting was like $50 a piece, which is like, no, go away. It was especially one like the Xbox was a limited edition, like Halo Reach one that was a special console and controllers and stuff, so they were giving me like $15 a pop for the controllers. So. Good place to go if you're in the Omaha area. Gamers, go there. Buy their new Xbox, which is my old Xbox, I guess. So as far as actually adding games to my pile, I haven't even really been looking at all. I'm still trying to get through World of Warcraft and all.
Okay, Pokemon's coming out soon.
Yeah, a Nintendo Switch. I guess we can talk about the Nintendo Switch.
We might as well.
Right. So is that something you're going to be adding to your pile? You sound like you're kind of a Nintendo aficionado.
Okay, so I have owned Nintendos my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
Except the Wii U. The Wii U was the first Nintendo console I did not actually buy.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the Nintendo Switch, first of all, let's talk about the reveal trailer and how completely random and off point it is. Like, I know Cuddles had posted, it was like on a 15-minute rant about the commercial. But there's a specific scene in there where you see like these bunch of guys playing basketball on the court, and then they like take a break, and then they all bring out their Nintendo Switches and start to play NBA 2K17 or whatever the hell it was.
Right.
And I'm like, in what world do these people actually live in? Because that would never happen, ever.
And then there was the meme that went out that was Karen, the lady that showed up at our work meeting, was playing on the tablet, and there was like they Reddit just went to town memeing the heck out of it. Like, Karen, we're having a conversation like adults here. Come on. So that's
But
right.
yeah, in terms of the design, as expected, they were going for that hybrid handheld slash console. I haven't heard anything about them just doing a standalone in terms of handheld. I know that's something that people will probably want,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe they will sell the docking station separately, because I know that will be another thing. Because I know in my case, I would buy more than one dock so I could have one in the man cave, in my room, maybe downstairs. That
Yeah,
way I
that would
could
be
play it
pretty cool. You can
wherever.
just drag it to
So
whatever place you're at. Yeah.
I think that's definitely something that Nintendo needs to do. But in terms of the console itself, I think a lot of this is just going to boil down to what titles are going to be available at launch. Because for me, when the Wii U came out, there was really nothing at all.
Yeah, that has been one of Nintendo's massive pain points ever since the GameCube. Is that every time they launch the system, they have maybe one game. For I know for the GameCube, it was Smash Brothers. They had Super Smash Brothers.
Which was the only game you needed.
Right, and I bought a GameCube and I had a lot of fun with it. And then I actually ended up selling it like 6 months later because I played the hell out of Super Smash Brothers, and there was nothing coming out for the next year for it. And they did the same thing with the Wii U. They had The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. They had Twilight Princess, and then that was about it for a while. So I didn't even follow the Wii U. Like, they lost me on the Wii, and I don't know if I'll go back. It depends on the titles. Like, if they come out with a super strong Switch launch, then I'll consider it.
Yeah, and another thing that's important is what the price point is going to be, because Nintendo has always been the more affordable option in terms of the major three.
Right.
So if they come out with a $299 price point, which I'm hoping it is, that would definitely entice me a lot more than say if it was $399.
Yeah, that's another reason I usually go for the other consoles, because they're more powerful. They're going to last longer. As we can see, Wii U was supposed to be, the match to the PS4 and Xbox, and they're already coming out with a new one because they can't keep up. Now, granted, both PS4 and Xbox are coming out with updated versions as well, but all the games you can still play. So, Mutiny Teddy in the chat room says that it's not dropping under 300. It's been semi-confirmed, but nothing's confirmed until Nintendo actually has an advertisement out saying the price.
Good to know. Yeah, but I mean, if it drops to 300, a lot more people will buy it.
Yeah.
I think 349 would probably be where I would set the cutoff point at, for me personally.
Yeah, $400 for an underpowered device would, no, not gonna work. Yeah, I know like the BS4 has just got the VR experience. Have you got a chance to mess around with that at all?
I want to. The VR stuff is just so expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one thing that bugs me is the fact that they did an Until Dawn expansion, kind of, that was specifically made for the VR. So I want to play that, but I just have no way of playing it. So
Right. Yeah, I definitely want to try that out. But I played with the Oculus Rift at Pete's place and got motion sick like crazy. So, and this is an underpowered version of that, so I don't think it's going to be any better. But I'd definitely like to give it a shot. And yeah, Ted Muni Teddy says that 3DS XL is still like $200. So
oh
having
wow.
the Switch come out at 300 would be optimistic. But there's hoping. You can hope. All right, well let's figure out what's going to take our money here, and this time I actually think it is going to take my money, and but it's on sale.
Shut up and take my money!
So Humble Bundle is out, and the problem I usually have with Humble Bundle, and I know Pete has it as well, is that every time we look at it, it's like, yeah, good games on there. I own all of them already. This time it is the Humble Gems Bundle. And they're calling it that because they have some real gems on there. And let's see if I can bring up the list here. Yeah. So they have games that are not well known, not many people have, but have excellent reviews. So we'll take a look at, let's see, Techno Babylon. 96% very positive reviews. Odalis, The Dark Call, 93%. Chroma Squad, and you can get all that for whatever you want to pay. And if you pay more than the average, which is currently $4.41, you can get Spera, early access game, Westerado, Assault Android Cactus, all of them over 90% positive. And if you pay $12 or more, you get Unbox. I have not heard of any of these games, but you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy that now. What do you think, Totem?
I'm not sure. Like, I'm always hesitant about buying games that I know absolutely nothing about, regardless of their reviews. Now, I do not own any of these or have heard any of these, so I'm kind of on the fence with this one.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go for it, though. I'll let you know how they are.
Please
Actually, I
do.
guess I'll buy it after the show, so that I'm not typing in the middle of it. But
Let's just do it while we're live.
right, yes. All right, and done. All right, cool. Yeah. Other than that, we're nearing the end of October, so keep an eye out on the Xbox Live and the PS Plus games that are coming out. Nothing too exciting this month. I didn't pick up any of them, but we'll keep an eye out for next month. And see what Muni Teddy here say. See, Steam reviews are almost accurate, but sometimes they're absolutely basing it off what the game will eventually become. I agree on the early access stuff. A lot of these games, though, are not early access. But yeah, I imagine No Man's Sky's Steam reviews before it came out were really good, too. So,
Totally forgot to mute my mic when I was typing. Oh well. Screw it. We're going for it.
right.
I was just looking at the November lineup for the PS4 because I was curious.
What's up with it?
Okay, so we have Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, which I've heard really good things
Yeah, I
about.
think I actually have that already, but
The Deadly Tower of Monsters.
okay.
And then PS3, we got Dirt 3, Costume Quest 2, and for Vita, we got Letter Quest Remastered and Pumped BMX Plus.
Okay. Not a bad lineup. Yeah, everybody's gone to the Rapture is definitely on my pile. It's coming up soon, I think, for me. Once I finish Remember Me.
Nice.
All right, well, let's figure out what we're going to be playing in coming attractions. Okay, for me, Remember Me is still up there. Probably won't get to it anytime soon since BlizzCon and World of Warcraft is continuing to take my time, but I will try. I'll try to get through there. And Totem, what are you gonna be doing?
All right, so I had started my playthrough of Life is Strange, and then I accidentally killed someone because I didn't answer a phone call in the game, and then things happened, and
You're a
I was
dick.
sad. Yeah, a lot of people keep saying that, so hopefully I don't kill any more people off because, I feel even more of a dick. Other than that, though, I am recording another episode of my Overwatch podcast this Sunday before I leave for BlizzCon. So that'll be our BlizzCon special / whatever episode. Probably won't cover a lot of news. It's just going to be all hype all the time. And I do want to bring up the fact that we do have the Well Played party for BlizzCon, which is going to be a huge deal. That is Friday?
Yep, Friday night, 7 o'clock,
Friday night.
same time as the Diablo party.
Yep.
Also, our parent network here, the D20 Crit Network, is going to be hosting the Con Before the Storm on Thursday evening, as well, and that includes the world of podcasts. And
Yep.
there will be some great podcasters. A friend of the show, Cuddles, will be on there, and Scott Johnson, a well-known podcaster from the Frog Pants Network, will be on there. And a lot of people. It's going to be a good time. Art shows. They have a huge floor, and both of those parties are free. No registration needed. Just show up. Both of them are going to be at the Hilton. So just if you're going to be in the Anaheim area at that point, stop in, say hello. I'll be at both of those parties. So if you see me walking around,
Same.
say hi. I'll hang out with Totem sometimes. Well, there's a lot of people
I'll
to
be
hang out with,
drinking.
man.
Yeah, and it's important to note, like, in terms of you meeting and greeting people, the parties are definitely a must-go-to, in my opinion, because we do get a lot of different personalities and Blizzard employees and podcasters, just a bunch of people. But yeah, I know my good buddy Kevin Ellis, a.k.a. Multizord, is going to be doing the Overwatch panel. With Kick Tripod and a few others. So I'm really excited for him. That's a great opportunity for him. And, obviously Cuddles is going to be there for the general podcasting one, I believe.
Yep.
And then for the Well Played party, we actually have a fireside gathering for Hearthstone. So we're going to be having a community Hearthstone tournament there as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother entering because I'm absolutely terrible at that game. So. And
Fair enough.
I think I got the card back in the 2014 one where we showed up and played there. So I already have that card back. Don't need anymore. So I'll let other people play and get that. But yeah, BlizzCon is going to be a ton of fun. If you're going to be there, I actually am planning on going to the Harry Potter world on Sunday, and we have a couple spots in our car. So if anyone wants to join, hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not sure what our plans are. I know we're definitely doing Disney. I'm not sure on what day. But, I mean, I'm going to be in town from Tuesday until Monday. So,
okay.
Pretty lengthy stay for me this year. So, I'm pretty excited.
Coming in Thursday. Thursday is going to be a long day because I think we start, we have to catch our flight at, 5 or 6 in the morning in that central time. So, yeah.
That'd be grand.
Mutiny Teddy, no. Go ahead and just come up and hug. That's fine. I don't care about unexpected hugs when I'm there. Yeah. Do it. Yeah, gonna be a good time. Looking forward to it. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up for us tonight. So if you would like to game with us, you can find links to all of our different gaming profiles and more in the show notes of each episode at poshame.com. And as we're mentioning, be at BlizzCon next week, so if you're going to be there, come say hi, tell me all about your pile of shame, and say hi to Totem as well. And Totem, what you got?
I really don't have anything because I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. So, I mean, if you are going to BlizzCon, definitely come see us. It's always great listeners and just engage.
All right, and to get in contact with the show, email us at show@poshame.com. And you can follow us on Twitter at @the_chai_t for myself. Pete is at Fighting Viper. Totem is at @totemly_drunk_CTR. Is that correct? No? At @totemly_drunk_CTR. There we go. Okay, I have it wrong on the lower third too. Oh, good lord, I suck. All right, and you can follow the show at PO Shame. Conquer the pile and don't quit. We'll be back in a couple weeks with more content to add to the pile. We'll also be talking with Pete about Ready Player One. Actually, we'll probably wait until you're back too, so we can have a three-person discussion. So we'll be back with Pete, see if he actually beat anything, and until then, don't get smothered by your pile of shame.
I rolled a 20.